Beginner's Guide to Reading Tarot Intuitively. One of the biggest reasons people never start reading tarot is because they think they need to memorize 78 card meanings first. And honestly, that sounds exhausting. You pull out a deck, you see 78 different cards, and immediately think, there's no way I'm memorizing all of this. The good news, you don't have to. In fact, some of the best tarot readers don't rely solely on memorized definitions at all. Today, I'm going to show you how to start reading tarot without memorizing 78 cards, why intuition matters, and a simple framework that will help you understand almost any card you pull. Let's get started. The biggest myth in tarot is you must memorize every card before you can read. This simply isn't true. Think about learning a language. You don't memorize the dictionary before having your first conversation. You learn a few words, then a few more, then patterns begin to emerge. Tarot works the same way. You learn through experience, not through perfection. What tarot actually is. At its core, tarot is a storytelling system. Each card represents themes, experiences, emotions, lessons. The cards aren't trying to trick you. They're giving you symbols to interpret. The goal isn't to recite a definition. The goal is to understand the story unfolding in front of you. Step 1. Look at the image. Before you reach for the guidebook, spend a few minutes simply observing the card. Ask yourself, what do I notice first? How does this card feel? What emotions come up? What symbols stand out? Tarot cards are full of visual cues. You'd be surprised how much information you can gather before reading a single keyword. Example, imagine you pull the Hermit. Before looking anything up, you notice a lone figure, a lantern, a mountain. You might naturally think reflection, wisdom, solitude, inner guidance. And guess what? You're already very close to the traditional interpretation. Step 2. Ask what's happening. Instead of asking, what does this card mean? Ask, what is happening in this card? Let's use the Six of Swords. You see a boat, water, people traveling. What story is unfolding? Movement, transition, leaving something behind, moving towards something new? You don't need to memorize the card to understand the energy. Step 3. Learn the suits. This is where tarot suddenly becomes much easier. Instead of learning 78 cards separately, learn 4 families. Wands. Keywords: action, passion, creativity. Think energy, motivation, inspiration. Cups. Keywords: emotions, relationships, intuition. Think feelings, connection, and heart-centered experiences. Swords. Keywords: thoughts, communication, decisions. Think mind, logic, and challenges. Pentacles. Keywords: resources, money, and stability. Think physical world, security, foundations. Now, instead of memorizing 56 minor arcana cards individually, you already know the general theme. Step 4. Learn the numbers. This is one of the easiest tarot shortcuts. The numbers often tell a story. Ace. Beginnings, potential, new energy. 2. Choices, balance, partnerships. 3. Growth, expansion, creation. 4. Stability, structure, and foundations. 5. Conflict, change, challenge. 6. Harmony, progress, movement. 7. Reflection, assessment, inner work. 8. Mastery, momentum, action. 9. Near completion, wisdom, preparation. And 10. Completion, endings, and fulfillment. Now, imagine you pull the 8 of Pentacles. You already know 8 equals effort and mastery. Pentacles, work and resources. You can reasonably interpret, developing skills through dedicated effort without memorizing a thing. Step 5. Learn the court cards differently. Court cards intimidate almost everyone. Instead of memorizing them individually, think of them as personalities. The page, the student, so learning, curiosity, beginnings. The knight is going to be your action taker, movement, pursuit, momentum. Queen, the master of the inner world, wisdom, nurturing, and embodiment. And king is going to be the master of the outer world, leadership, authority, and experience. Suddenly, the court cards become much less intimidating. Step 6. Trust your intuition. This is the part many beginners struggle with. You don't have to choose between intuition and traditional meanings. Use both. Think of traditional meanings as the foundation. Intuition adds color and context. Sometimes a card will stand out differently depending on the question being asked. That's normal. Tarot is a conversation, not a multiple choice test. A simple 3-card reading. Let's practice. Card 1, where am I now? Card 2, what should I focus on? And card 3, what potential outcomes exist if I continue on this path? Don't worry about being perfect. Focus on the story. How did the cards interact? What themes repeat? And what emotions emerge? What if I get it wrong? Here's something I wish more beginners understood. You're going to misinterpret cards sometimes. Every reader does. I've been reading tarot for years and still occasionally discover new meanings in cards I've seen hundreds of times. Tarot isn't about perfection. It's about practice. The more you read, the more natural it becomes. Final thoughts. You do not need to memorize 78 cards before reading tarot. Start with the imagery, the suits, the numbers, and the story. As your confidence grows, so will your understanding. The cards will teach you over time. And one day, you'll realize you've learned far more than you've ever thought possible. If you're learning tarot, let me know in the comments. What's one card you struggle to understand? I'd love to make future videos breaking down specific cards and spreads. And if you'd like more tarot, astrology, and self-discovery content, be sure to subscribe and join me here at Wildflowers and Moonlight. Until next time, trust your intuition, stay curious, and remember, tarot isn't about memorizing every answer. It's about learning how to ask better questions.